Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sushant Chesswise. Today we are at the next topic, that is we are going to look at a line of the Scandinavian defense. Let's see the position, what it is all about. E4, D5, DD, Nf6, Bb5 check. White wants to remove the bishop first and then he wants to play the move C4 to keep his extra pawn. So black says, okay, I will play Nb7 and force you to play Bd7 and have the bishop pair against the extra pawn. White on the other hand wants to trade his f1 bishop which is shut with the move c4 otherwise. Mostly white players prefer the move c4 here. If c4 is not played, nc3 or something is played, then black goes a6, b5, drives the bishop away, bb7, nb6 and recovers the pawn with nbd5. So black equalizes more easily in that line. So we will look at the move c4 go, a6 now, and today we are going to cover Bd7. The move Ba4 although looks good but allows B5, Cb5 and then Nd5. The play becomes very sharp and I would say it is somewhat in black's favor. Next lesson will be about that line. Today we will focus on the move Bd7. So Bd7, bishop takes d7, and by the time black rearranges his bishop, plays e6, white wants to complete his development and get some control over the center. So the main move is d4, black attacks with e6, d, b6. If d is not taken, black simply goes ed5, bb4 castle, he will have slight edge perhaps. So d, b6, and the first point here, white is almost compelled to play d5. If he doesn't play d5, then we can consider after b3 the move bb4. White is already in trouble. See, if bishop d2, then q d4. Not only gets the pawn, the a1 rook also hangs now. After king f1, you can see black is in great shape. He can either consider castle or q d7 followed by long castle. So this is a great position for black. So d5, bg4. The lines resemble the Portuguese variation totally. White has the extra pawn, black has the bishop pair. Black's king is far safer than the white king. Let us look at the interesting lines here. Main move is perhaps nf3 here, but we are covering f3 as a main line because white wants to hold the pawn. After say nf3, we go bb4 check, bd2, queen e7 check. The reason I consider this as the main line, because see, white's risks are reduced. He is going to trade the queens and enter an endgame. But see, black has some very good counter chances here. Firstly, there is bf3, which I liked at first. bf3, gf3, long castle. After trade of queens, black has good play. He can go rook e8, c6, break the white center. Doubled pawns are also somewhat weak. But as I saw the analysis, eventually I started liking the move castle more here, because after long castle, queen e7, b7, see, looks like the same position, but see here white is tempted to go ne5 to attack f7, but after bh5, white will end up losing the tempo. See, after nc3, bd6, this knight is suffering now. nf3, then bf3, gf, re8, and you can see that re8 is coming up anyways. So see, the position we can say is somewhat better for black here. Hence, the move long castle could be slightly better than direct bf3. After the move ne2, black just has bishop c5, and in these systems, as it happens, black castles and breaks with b5, getting good play. In future, I will get some games on these lines also, so it will be more handy. Today I am trying to cover as many games, supplementary games as possible. White goes f3 and bishop f5. The bishop is pushed away, but look at white. Only pawn moves made here. Only good part is the bishop is traded, but black thinks, okay, I got the bishop pair. White has poor king placing. The squares behind the advanced pawns are somewhat weak. So d4, e4, e3, d3 are the weaknesses. So white can play here nc3, but I think b3 is necessary to stop bc5. I have put the move nc3 as the main one because it is less destructive for white. After b3 comes bb4 check. Here too we will look at all the options. If nd2, then see queen e7, harass the bishop, queen e2, and now see short castle, rook e8, and see the position is about to collapse. There will be b5 soon. let's say a3, bc5, we will trade the bishops and get qc5, re8. You can see how difficult the position has become for white. After nc3 also castle, and see rook e8, b5 is on the cards. Serious play black is able to generate. The main move has to be kf2, king goes away, and also white is ready to play ne2, rhe1 perhaps after a3. So black castles here. Quickly he wants rook e8. Play is resembling the typical lines of Portuguese variation. Black wants rook e8 followed by rook e3 in many cases. Let's see. ne2, re8, critical moment has arisen. In all lines you will see white suffering like anything. Let's say knight c3, then there is the strong rook e3, ke3, qe7, or bc5 check, even stronger, pushing the king to d2 first, and now see qe7, and it's game over because of the threat of qe3. Devastating it is. Queen e3, bd3, re8. In some lines nd7, ne5 is very difficult. a3, bd6, and here see after knight g3, black again wins with bishop g3. Point is simple. King cannot take on g3 because of the hanging bishop, and after see hg there is still rook e3, ke3. This must have come as a shock to white, who was expecting queen e7, kf2, re8, re1, but see the move qd6. This is a deadly counter punch. 3 threats: qg3, qc5, qb6, attacking b2. Very difficult to defend things. King f2 looks playable, but see qc5 check, king f1, qe3, and it's game over. Nothing can defend bd3 and re8. nc3, bd3, ne2, re8 is lost. So let's look at the last option here. nc3 to nc3, bc5. Now we will stop his bishop e3 and kf2 plan. And here also I think it's necessary to play queen e2. But the queen e2 is a very human move which can be met by the deadly kd7. I think black should be winning. Otherwise white has g4. Here black can do ng4, which I think he should refrain from, because fg, queen check, kd2, qg5 is only a draw here. Very risky for white, but see black has given up a piece. You can investigate this line on your own. Otherwise black should play queen e7 check, allow the trade of queens after say queen e2, because this is a very human move which is met by bd3, and here see black is clearly better. I think many may get to face this line, because it looks like queen e7 trade is great, but after queen e7, ke7, see rhe8 will come, and the king will drop back to f8. And finally, if king f1 is played, you can imagine black is going to have the move b5 sooner or later. So first bg6, saving the bishop, and then see there will be castle and b5. Black can also consider long castle and c6. So I think we have covered all the stuff here. Do try to use this gambit in the online games first before playing in the tournaments. Do let me know how you found this lesson in the comments below. Thanks for your time.